Fala pessoal, sejam bem-vindos ao nosso...
Cut!
Heitor, we have talked about it. It's in English.
Oh, that's my bad.
Come on, bro.
Well, welcome everyone. In this video, we'll be talking about language and its relationship with artificial intelligence. Through natural language processing, or NLP, AI systems learn to parse text, grab out context, and generate human-like responses. This is the magic behind chatbots, virtual assistants, and translation services. Using large data sets of text and machine learning algorithms, NLP decodes language, looking to understand not only the words that we use, but also the emotion and the intent behind them.
However, we should remember that while AI has made improvements in interpreting and generating languages, it still doesn't understand in the human sense. It mimics comprehension based on patterns and probabilities, and that's why AI does a very good job at some language tasks and struggles in others. So, before we dive into our main topic, we have a little challenge for our good friend, Google Translate.
In the following section of the video, Parsa and I will come up with tricky sentences in our native languages and have Google translate them. Before we reveal the answers, we will both give you the most accurate translation. We will then compare those translations to the ones provided by Google and see how well the algorithm performs.
In Persian, let's try a sentence. بخشش لازم نیست. ادامش کنید. Which means there is no need for forgiveness. Execute him. Now let's see what Google says.
Not quite the same, right? Okay, here's a fun one in Portuguese. Depois daquele dia, aquela pessoa me deixou com uma pulga atrás da orelha. This one is a really fun one because it uses an idiom. The correct translation would be, after that day, I became really suspicious of that person. Let's see how Google does it. Okay, so Google also failed at that one, right? As we can see, nuances like idioms or contextualization can make it really tricky for AI to provide accurate translations.
As we have just seen, translating sentences can be a hard task. Even advanced tools like Google Translate can struggle to capture the full essence of language sometimes.
And that brings us to an important point. Google Translate is just one example of a machine translation tool, an AI system that converts text from one language to another. So what exactly is machine translation? How does this technology work, and what are the different types of machine translation out there?
Machine translation has been around since the 1950s. It's AI-driven and aimed at translating text from one language to another without any human intervention.
Initially, we had rule-based machine translation. It relied on a large predefined set of linguistic rules and bilingual dictionaries. It had low-quality translation and required a lot of manual work, as well as post-editing.
Then came statistical machine translation in the 1990s. This type builds the statistical model of the relationships between words, phrases, and sentences in a given text. It applies the model to a second language to convert those elements to the new language. It represented a significant improvement from the previous one and was the model for Google Translate up until 2016. Introduced in 2014, neural machine translation is the current state of the art. It uses AI to learn languages and constantly improve its knowledge, much like the neural networks in the human brain. As opposed to running a set of predefined rules, an NMT engine's neural network is responsible for encoding and decoding the source text.
NMT models are like virtual brains interpreting languages, making translation smoother and more contextually accurate. It provides the best translation and is used by most modern services like Google Translate and ChatGPT. But it's not flawless. There are challenges with idioms, slang, and languages with limited online content.
Alright everyone, we've reached the end of our journey. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.